Hello everybody, my name is CoolBlue, and I'm joined here with Jason from Battlefy, and this is a CasNet interview, as you guys can see right there. We just interview various people within the eSports community. And we actually have, like I said before, Jason, not Justin. Jeez, I had to stare at the Skype thing for like forever. And Jason, would you like to say hello to all the beautiful people out there, please?
Hello, beautiful people.
Yes, and as I said before, Jason is one of the programmers, if I'm not mistaken, behind Battlefy.
I wouldn't consider myself a programmer. I'm the CEO of the company.
Oh gosh, oh jeez. All right, yes, the CEO. Sorry, Mr. Jason. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, as I said, I'm Jason. I'm the CEO and co-founder of Battlefy, Battlefy is a tournament management platform that NA Dota and various organizations you're involved with use.
All right, sounds cool. And you said Battlefy. You mentioned it before, and I mentioned it before. So, what exactly is Battlefy?
So, Battlefy is a esports management system that allows tournament or league organizers to simplify their process and save time and money around organizing esports events.
Mm-hmm. All right, and as far as like you said, esports management type thing, and I definitely do agree. For those who don't know my background, I was one of the admins for the Sunday Evening Cup series, and that thing, like, we used Battlefy from the start, from when I was there. Except for the one time where we used the other one, I forgot the name of it, but challenge on or change log, whatever it's called. But Battlefy has always been like an easy, pretty looking thing that you can like throw your stuff in, and it looks a very professional layout and type stuff. So how long did it take for you guys to develop all that, and like where did the idea for that come from?
Yeah, the idea really came from sort of Justin and I have been involved in the gaming community for a while, both as players and organizers, and sort of in 2012 I was involved with a league called Judgment, run by a group called Raise Your Weapons. Maybe some of the League of Legends community might notice him. His name is Pato. He works for Riot now.
Ooh, nice.
We were, I play casually in there. There's a really friendly community in the Northwest, and they were running tournaments, and they were doing a backyard drafting type of tournaments where people sign up as individuals. Mm-hmm. Eight people, usually the highest ranking people within that group, become team captains. And then they do snake draft on Skype live with all the 8 captains right before the tournament starts.
How hectic was that? That's all I gotta say.
It's pretty hectic, but it's really, really fun because you get teams basically very evened out because of, you see the elos of the players that you're drafting. Usually, the best gets drafted first, and the second tier and the third tier, and so each team has their main carries and some of their lower ranking players, and it's just that's a fun thing to do, right? There's nothing on the line, and the matches get played during one night, and they have various casters casting it. Just a really fun time. But what we discovered was it took a long time to manage such a process, especially with Google Docs.
Oh my
God. that was basically what they
especially old school Google Docs. Oh my God.
Yeah.
So many pages.
So it's the old school way of doing things. It was very tedious, and they would port this to other bracketing services like Challenge. And Challenge was a great service, and it served the community really well up to that point. And so, one of the ideas would suddenly just popped into my head and say, hey, what if we can improve this whole system, by improving the process, saving the organizers time on what they spend doing manual things on Google Spreadsheet, and then improving the experience for the players, right? Easier to find where the bracket is, easier to join the tournaments, instead of just posting a post on a forum, for example, and listing on your teammates.
Right.
And then the organizer have to copy and paste it into something.
But no, that's good work. You can put on the resume. I copied and pasted the whole entire bracket.
Exactly, in a very efficient manner. Yeah. So that was the seed for the idea, and it sort of grew out of that very simple idea of trying to solve an efficiency and speed issue.
Right.
And so before we started the project, we started paying just the various different leagues around North America saying, "Hey, do you guys want such a better experience for your players or a better experience for you as an organizer?" And they all said, "Hey, yeah, if such a solution existed, we would love to try it."
Right.
And so Justin and I were like, "Okay, let's build an alpha as a hobby and let's just try it." And so that was April, May of 2012.
Oh, really recently? Holy crap! Okay.
Yes, it's very recent. And at that time we all had other jobs with us, and so we built this and ran it with the communities that we contacted with. And when I first started, it was a really bare bone product. Like everything was pretty ugly, and but we were everything was ugly and everything crashed. We were just getting more players than we expect. And so at that time, we're like, oh, okay, so it's a really ugly product, but people seem to be coming back and using it over and over again. We must be doing something right.
There's got to be something coming. It's got to be something either in the water or the people are just crazy and they love paint. No.
And of course, the people are not crazy; they're smart people. So
exactly. And one thing about Battlefy that I've always noticed is not necessarily just the nice look that it gives, because I can always go back to the old SCCSs or Sunday Evening Cup series and look at them and say, oh man, I can see exactly what I need to see. Like, this clearly says rules. I click on it, I see all the rules, or I can find the casters here and there. It's like, as far as those individual pieces, I know you say you had to it was like a mock-up before when it was the alpha stage, but roughly how long did it take you to pan out all of those other pieces that helped to make Battlefy a complete experience?
Yeah, so we actually went into full-time with this project in October of 2012. So it's a bit more than a year and so ago. And this system today has taken over a year to build with a team of, we started with 3 and now we're at 8 people. Oh, wow. And so, and so it took quite a while and we rebuilt the system twice from scratch again because it didn't scale before, and we suddenly hit some really large tournament and said, oh no, now we have to handle thousands of players in one tournament, and the system's getting bogged down.
I can attest to that. But okay.
Yeah, and so along the way we've had guys like you guys for NA Dota and Sunday Evening Cup, really be a part of the development process. You guys give us really valuable feedback, and we bring it back into the product design and redesign the features and other improvements based on that. And along the way we made a lot of great friends around it, and I think today it's the product has evolved to a point where I think we built a very strong foundational product for league and tournament management, and it's all credit to you guys.
Oh, thank you. Yes, it's a great thing. It's also one of the things I want to point out in your conversation. You said you ran into a lot of bugs and stuff. How exactly do you guys deal with those? I mean, there have to be millions of challenges. And for example, for those who don't know, Jason mentioned that he talked to us a few times. It was mainly because I don't want to say we were the first tournament to have over a lot of people coming at once, but we had 64 teams for one event. And the first week, okay, I screwed up as an admin on the first week, but it's the first week, guys. But there were a lot of issues, people were having people not able to load the page. I don't know if it was crashed or anything, stuff was going like that. It's what are some of the challenges you guys have faced in the past? Because I know that was a big issue, but you guys quickly resolved that. I will say, I commend you guys for that. But what are some of the other challenges you guys have faced working with a system like this?
Yeah, with a new software system, if there are any developers listening to this, I mean, you probably can attest to there's always going to be bugs with the product you develop, and it's always great to have awesome beta testers that have the patience to deal with the bugs. But on our end it is our priority when we hear about a bug to fix it, whether it is noon or midnight. Right. Justin is on it right away when he hears about a certain bug, and I think when you guys first started that tournament of we implemented a check-in feature or something of some kind, which was a really big feature from a technical perspective, and I guess the first time there were some bugs involved with it. Right. But for us is bugs are gonna appear. Our priority as the provider of this service is to resolve it as quickly as possible and be very responsive to the organizers.
And that responsiveness definitely left an impression, not only on me, but also, I think I want to say also on Spitwad. I can't put words in his mouth. For those who don't know, Spitwad is the main admin of everything that's related to NA Dota. He's awesome. Shout out to you, Spitwad. You're awesome. And yes, he's still in my contacts. Cool. But the responsiveness that you guys showed to our issues was really, really, well, it left an impression. I was like, oh man, these guys actually respond to us. They actually talk back. He added me on Skype. Holy crap. We're here having a freaking interview. But no, that's just me having my little fanboy moment because it still hasn't all sunk in everything as far as Dota goes. But okay, all right, moving on to things more relevant to you guys and Battlefy. So what other big tournaments have you guys been involved in? Because we mentioned the SCCS a few times, but you guys have had to have a few other big tournaments or just events in general.
Yeah. So things have evolved quite a bit in the last year, and so we've powdered over 600 tournaments so far, and some of them include like small tournaments like amateur leagues from different colleges to sort of one of our first users was a Microsoft store in Seattle.
Wow, really?
Yeah, and then we power Google's internal corporate tournaments, Amazon's corporate tournaments, and then we evolved into sort of Dota Peru, and then we actually did during our alpha the World Championships for national selections too. The publisher reached out to us and said we need to do something. And then now, we power all world championships for Might and Magic, for Ubisoft, basically for all of Ubisoft's competitive games.
Oh, nice.
And we work with basically all of the larger publishers, actually the largest publishers in the world. And we power High School Star League, the upcoming Collegiate Open by Ivy Law.
Right.
There's quite a few that I can remember on top of my head.
Dude, that's a lot of tournaments. I mean, because like as far as my initial introduction to Battlefy was way back when I was first starting being an admin for the SCCS, back when it was a little small tiny thing, and we had issues getting in Battlefy, or I had issues because I didn't have credentials, so I had to use Challenge, however you pronounce that. And then the next week we used Battlefy, and I was confused, but it worked. And then I just kept using it, got used to it. And then fast forward to when we got bigger, the check-in feature, it wasn't a disaster to begin with, but people were complaining a lot. I had to make a video about it. You contacted us. We worked out the issues. It worked out perfectly fine. It was a heaven send, and everything was awesome. So as far as adding the features like that to make things more beneficial to the tournament, or tournament admins in general, have you guys got any feedback from the tournament admins saying, "Oh my gosh, thank you for putting this feature in," or anything like that?
Yeah, I think definitely there's been a lot of feedback, and our direction in terms of how we build a product is directly from what you guys ask for. And so, when a feature gets asked for multiple times by different admins or organizers, we go, okay, we're going to push it up the priority. And of course, there's hundreds of features that gets requested, and we have to sort of filter down as which ones are most important.
Right.
But we do that, and when we focus on something, on a specific feature that was requested, we try to get it out as quickly as possible and have it function. Okay.
Really fast. Can I suggest a feature?
Sure.
Can we have a feature that searches for 30 different kinds of bacon? Okay.
Let me direct that question to Justin.
All right. And you mentioned Justin a few times. I don't want everybody to feel confused or left out. Who exactly is Justin, and why do you keep mentioning him so much?
You're right. Justin is my co-founder and CTO, so he actually built the original alpha version by himself.
Oh, wow.
And today he leads our technical team. His last name is Wong, so he is Justin Wong, but he's not the Justin Wong that you think.
And then hearts breaking all over the world, man. But he's just as awesome, right? He's just as awesome as the Justin Wong.
He's a fan of the real Justin, or the real quote unquote Justin Wong, but he does want to be another Justin Wong to be remembered.
He shall be remembered for Battlefy. Maybe he wasn't there doing all the cool moves with Ryu and all this stuff, but he was there.
Yeah.
He made something awesome. And speaking of making things awesome, you mentioned that he was the technical head. So what is I'm not sure to what extent you would be able to answer this, to be honest, but as far as you know, what exactly goes into running something like Battlefy? What goes behind the scenes that we don't see as admins or we don't see as players?
Right, right. We're considered a technology startup. So if you refer to sort of the Silicon Valley kind of thing where Facebook started,
Mm-hmm.
this is the sort of the type of company we run, and there's a lot that go under sort of behind the scenes of running a tech company,
Mm-hmm.
and specifically towards the product is you sort of have to plan out 2-3 years down the road what the product potentially can be, and then lay the foundations. It's really like building a high rise, and it takes years to build a high rise,
Right.
and in the first 2 years you have to build a really solid foundation, or else things start crumbling when you build it high. And so there's a lot of work put into architecture. There's a lot of work put into finding the right stack to use, and the languages we use, and
Right.
and also building the really core team, and really smart team to build this. I mean, there's no way a team of two guys can crank out features at the speed that we're cranking out at, and so we have to build a really solid and a team around it, and there's definitely challenges around that.
So you have the whole team aspect, you have the whole financial aspect, because I'm pretty sure you have to spend money eventually somewhere to host servers and do all the fancy stuff that I should know about, but I don't. And here I am claiming to be a networking technology person. Psh. Anyway, you have all that stuff going back on. You also have the aspect of the community. So, like, all those things added together equals one big thing of we have to worry about. So, you guys are very responsive on that part as far as my experience goes when I was an admin. So, I do commend you once again for doing all that.
Thank you.
Okay, and moving on to the next one. Why should people use Battlefy? Come on, this is your sales pitch.
I really don't want to sell a product. I think the product will sell itself.
Right.
I think if you're an organizer of tournament, and you're tired of waiting for some tech guy to build your site and certain features for months and months end, take Battlefy for a spin and see if it fits your needs, and if you have certain feature requests, definitely give me a shout, and we're definitely improving the product. But our goal is to make your lives easier as tournament organizers and admins, and that's our only goal. And so everything we do will be focused on improving that.
Okay, great answer. All right. Where is Battlefy looking to go into the future, just in general, the future? And then I'll follow up with another question.
Yeah, we see a huge potential in esports. I mean, the growth in the last 3-4 years has been tremendous, and there's a lot of opportunities for bigger and better events, and we want to be sort of the supporting infrastructure for those big events.
Right.
From a technology perspective, it's actually pretty hard to scale a tournament beyond 2,000, 5,000 teams. And if you're doing that, I mean, there's very few organizations that are doing that in the world right now, and largely because it takes a lot of administrative power to do that.
Yeah.
Right? And so part of that is building a technology that allows the scaling for organizations like yourselves. And another thing is really getting the game developers involved in the esports community. I think that's there's a lot of much to be demanded for that. In history, not many developers and publishers are very involved with sort of the grassroots communities, and partly it's not their fault, because their business is making an awesome game, and community management is not the top priority. But what we can do as Battlefy, where we both interact with the publishers and developers and the communities, is we can bring all the voices together from the grassroots communities, and then summarize those for the developers to influence some of those decisions, and then build certain features alongside with developers to help those communities. And so I think that's what we're focusing on in the near future.
Okay, and you kind of answered a lot before, but I have to do the follow-up because I wrote it down. And relative to esports, where is Battlefy looking to expand? Like, are you looking to throw a big tournament event you might want to announce here, or are you just looking to just do things to help out tournaments that do start?
We're definitely just doing things to help out the community. We're not interested in doing Battlefy tournaments. Everything that we do, we're very background. We're not intrusive with our brand, as you might notice from our product.
Right.
We basically just put up one logo, and that's pretty it. So definitely just supporting the community.
Okay, okay. And the last thing I'll ask of you, actually, no, ask another question. But I'm actually this question first. How can one learn more about Battlefy?
Uh, Really simple, battlefy.com. Everything is on there. Once you create a tournament, you can go into the admin panel and basically all the features are laid out to you. If you have more detailed questions, feel free to ping me on Twitter, which is you can find my Twitter at Battlefy, or my email, which is jason@battlefy.com.
And for everybody who's wondering as well, if you want to see a sample tournament, I will post like 2 links for the SECS because, oh well, why not promote the things I was involved in? It also gives you a really nice example because that was a huge tournament, that was a huge event. And this is the other question I was going to ask, like when you do run into big bugs like that, like where you have something that may not happen to everybody, but happens because a flood of people are showing up, like what exactly do you do in that response? Like, what's the day-to-day process of going through saying, oh, we got to deal with this? Like, do you get the email? Do you make a ticket number?
We panic and run around the office screaming.
Nice.
No. We'll probably do that for a split second, but our priority is to get the events running smoothly at that time. And so, if the bugs are occurring while the tournaments are running, we may implement, emergency measures just to make sure that the tournament runs successfully and smoothly while it's going.
Right.
And then we will work on a fix on the bugs itself. And so, our focus is just to make sure that everything is smooth for you, and we'll do something things very manually. Like we'll help out on the admin part if needed,
right.
And we'll stay on Skype with you guys, along the way.
Okay, so there you go, guys. They're extremely accommodating. I was joined here by Jason Zhu from Battlefy. Would you like to give any final shout-outs or anything?
Just shout out to the esports community in general, and specifically to NA Dota and Sex for being there as a partner with us as we grow, and so we look forward to growing more with you guys.
All right. And that will be it for the interview. So thank you once again, Jason, for joining us. If you guys are interested in Battlefy, check out those links in the description below. Also, check out these links you see right here on the screen. They've been posted all day long. You can check out the Facebook at www.facebook.com/Battlefy with a capital B. Their Twitter page is at Battlefy, as Jason said before. And they also have their Battlefy page, which is, well, like I said, it'll be linked below, because if you go to the page, it's the sign-on screen, and it won't give you... Like to me, it doesn't really do it justice as far as how awesome this system is. And of course, I'm Cold Blue. I used it before. I think it's awesome. So what? I'm biased. Sue me. But anyway, that's it for this video. We hope you guys enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys whenever.
Thank you, guys.